This movie takes place in the year 2135 in the future. By copying the brain of a brave soldier named Jung-yi, who was her mother, a scientist at an AI lab leads the attempt to put an end to a civil war. So at the start of the movie, we see a lot of robots lying around. Looking at them, it appears like a deadly brawl was taking place. The protagonist of the novel, Jung-yi, who was unconscious, is seen among these robots. As soon as her eyes open, she notices some robots approaching her and preparing to murder her. She instantly picks up her revolver after standing up and begins battling them. Here came a deadly robot that resembled a dog because the robot was a dog. Now Jung-yi receives a call from someone informing her that the robot's battery is hidden beneath it. You can eliminate this robot and win the conflict by using it. She then picks up the struggle once more. Here, it is demonstrated that Jung-yi is outside of her realm and maybe even beyond the planet. As a result, we don't know her purpose in coming here. She was also firing at the robot non-stop, which is set on fire. But that robot was incredibly strong and sophisticated. Because of this, it puts out the fire on it extremely quickly. The robot then advances to murder Jung-yi. She runs upstairs to hide since she was unable to flee. To catch the robot in her trap, however, was exactly her intention, because the robot shoots when it sees her, and the bullet strikes the gas tank straight on. As a result, there is a large explosion and flames spread all around. The structure collapses and falls on that robot. Now, taking advantage of the opportunity, Jung-yi shoots the robot with her rifle. She started to glance at a doll as she was ready to fire. She stops paying attention as a result, and the robot shoots her. Wherein Jung-yi's two fingers split and shatter, she was now observing her fingers and they abruptly stopped. And from this, we understand that Jung-yi is a fighting robot owned by Jung-yi rather than a person. It was the subject of a scientific test. Now, several researchers visit the lab and claim that Jung-yi always stops by. The team's commander now appears and informs us that several army officials will be arriving today. The lab manager was getting ready to address the army officers. He claims that all ways of supporting life on Earth have been exhausted. Outside of the Earth, in the sky, scientists have created a place for humanity to dwell. However, some robots did reside there beforehand. Because they did not want humans to come here and take their resources, they crushed the uprising. Thus, the Adrian War started as a result. Humans made up Jung-yi and other robots for this purpose. She was a talented Korean fighter, but she sustained severe injuries in one battle to the point that she fell into a coma. The scientists then created a warrior robot that was exactly like her by extracting all the information from her thoughts. This initiative was titled the Jung-yi Project. The army general now claims that the Adrian War would have been over many years ago if Jung-yi had finished her final assignment before collapsing into a coma. However, because the battle did not finish, it has continued in this manner ever since. After the presentation, the director now claims that the Army will give us the go-ahead if the Army officials approve our fighter robots and they pass the test. The leader is now telling the worker who was with her and that her mother was none other than the real Jung-yi. Then, a flashback occurs. The leader's grandmother is informed by this lab's personnel that the robot will be programmed with the information from Jung-yi's brain. The schooling of Jung-yi's daughter will also be covered by these individuals. Following this, the flashback ends and we return to the present where the Jung-yi robot was once more undergoing testing. The director for the test instructs Jung-yi to shoot at feet. That area of her brain begins to function now that he is testing it. This is a big deal since it could not previously run. A yellow mark is placed on it by the director after noticing this. The leader of the program and the director meet with the president in the lab the next day. The director abruptly comes to a stop, almost as if he was frozen. This leads us to believe that the director is a robot as well. The president informs them that he has just learned that the Adrian War is going to come to an end. Therefore, it is clear that they no longer need guns or fighter robots to battle. He asks the people in the lab to terminate this military project as soon as possible to cut costs. They then announce that they will go create some home robots right away. These new robots work every day and live with people in their houses. That finally answers the question, the president created this director as a robot. The president is furious over the fact that the Jung-yi robot failed this test after making several efforts. They take the Jung-yi robot into the interview room. After that, the director requests that Jung-yi's hand be amputated. The president has summoned the leader and the director to his main office, and so he departs. He informs his subordinates that the project must be stopped as soon as possible once he has left. Following this, the leader asks everyone to bring her all the relevant information about the project. When she finally gets the data, she is astonished to see that Jung-E has been used to create yet another new robot. As soon as she notices that the commander is furious, she starts attacking the robot's creator and kills him. Then she is told that the robot is now free, without a creator. In other words, anyone may buy it. Considering that the third alternative has been selected by the organization, they are free to give it to anybody. Their commander departs it after abandoning it and continues, entering the interview room once more. He attempts to converse with Jung-E's robot, where the yellow component of it is triggered once more. This was triggered when Jung-E's old memories were connected to the present. That's when the Jung-E robot begins to speak and claims that her daughter's procedure was today. She expresses a lot of detailed emotions about her daughter, recalling how she gave her a doll as a keepsake. Seeing her mother's emotions being experienced by a robot, the leader bursts into tears. The daughter she is referring to is in front of her, which is why the Jung-E robot didn't realize that. The leader does not want to eradicate the project. The director returns to see the recording again for that reason. He learns that Jung-E was not shot and the program was not ended. Seeing that Jung-E is still not dead, he promptly sounds the emergency alert. However, Jung-E arrives in the hall first, before the guards and police, all of whom are actually robots. Jung-E fights bravely against all the robots, but is unfortunately caught. The robot that catches her tries to kill her, and just when things get critical, the leader emerges and shuts the robot off. The two then flee the scene as more security robots arrive. The security robots shoot Jung-E, but then realize that her body is empty. Reviewing the security cameras reveals that the leader had transferred the memory of Jung-E into another android. Then, Jung-E and the leader enter a train. However, the director is waiting for them in the train and blames the leader for being neglectful of the favors the chairman did for her. Jung-E finds out during the ensuing conversation that the leader is her daughter and goes into shock. The leader, however, tells the director that she removed memories of herself from Jung-E's mind to allow her a fresh start. This angers the director and he shoots the leader. This angers Jung-E, who beats the director and shoots him in the eye. It is then revealed that he too is an android. This angers the director and a massive fight breaks between him and Jung-E. More security robots join in on the fight by catching up through another train. Jung-E appears to be winning the fight when the director harpoons her with a spear gun. As the leader tries to shake off a robot, he is injured and Jung-E gets angry seeing her daughter like this. She starts fighting even more aggressively. She beats off the director too, but as his rail falls, he uses the harpoon to swing back. Eventually, however, he is beaten off the train, and as the train comes to a stop, it becomes apparent that the leader will die. She begs Jung-E to enjoy her new life of freedom, and Jung-E accepts before giving her a hug. This hug reminds the leader of one she used to receive as a kid from her mother. Jung-E then runs off to the mountains to enjoy a peaceful life, away from humans that might use her for their benefit. That's all for today. We hope you liked this video. Do support us by hitting that like button and subscribe for more to come. See you in the next one.